Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. All right, come on in. Hey there. Hey there. You're the first one. How are you? Just saw your name. Did I just send yours off? I think I just sent you something. Let me know what you're sipping on. I'm sipping on some black tea, which is the anise hyssop, the licorice mint, ginger, and black tea. And it is our only caffeinated blend. And I like this in lieu of coffee a lot of times. I still add some creamer to it. I like mine to have some creamer. A little midday pick me up. And I'm coming to y'all good and barefaced today because as soon as I get off, I'm going to do a steam non-shameless plug. I just whipped up a batch, had some orders come in for it. Look at that. Look how pretty. Know your herb farmer. But anyway, here's my container, which is smaller. This is what you all get when you buy Pretty Skin Steam Blend. This is my personal container. So I'm going to steam after this. And when you steam your skin, you want to start with clean skin. So I am barefaced and looking forward to that steam later. Hi. Hey, Tanya. Hi, JS. Join us. We've got Ra in the house. Let me know what you're sipping on. I'm sipping on some black tea, which is one of our blends. Let me grab a container of black tea in case you're not familiar with it. Just whip some up because we've got lots of orders going out. So this is the black tea. This is the licorice mint, black tea, and ginger. It is caffeinated. This is a smaller size if you order the sampler. But I'm sipping on that with a little cream. How's everyone doing? How's our Sundays kicking off so far? Let me know what you're sipping. Cousin, I thought we had moved on from the Red Bull with water afterwards. Now that was for last week. Now we get rid of the Red Bull. It's terrible. It's terrible. Serves your body no good. You need some of this. You want some caffeine, you want some energy right here. Okay? It's got some beautiful black tea in it. Drink that. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. I am so excited about today's topic. Make sure you speak when you come in. Say hello. Let me know what you're sipping on, how you are hydrating. If you'd like, let me know where in the world you are. And I'm excited about this topic because this is something I talk about often and I teach on and do workshops on and keynotes on because it is very much something that I'm passionate about. I got you. It's something I'm passionate about, and that is creating a sustainable boutique farming operation. And I'm going to dig in a little bit on what I mean by boutique farming, and And then, of course, we'll talk about 4 ways that you can generate some revenues as a boutique farmer. Durham, North Kakalaki, yes. Neighbor. Absolutely. Tanya, you got to come out here again. Oh yeah, I got some herbs under here too. I got a good deep condition going. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to steam my face after this, and then I'm also going to do me a nice it's going to be with holy basil though. I'm going to do me a holy basil hair rinse as well. Hey, Granny Karma. I'm so happy you made it. I'm so happy you made it from the Cricket Letter States, my home state's neighbor, Alabama. So glad you made it. Okay, so we're going to talk about making money. But y'all, I've been like fiddle fouling still in StreamYard. And I know how to add a little video now too. So I have y'all slides. We're going to continue presenting education the way I've been doing, which I think has been real helpful in giving you something to look at visually. But I also did insert a video in case you have not gone yet to check out our support our Rooted in Wellness campaign. I'm going to share just a little clip from that, not the entire thing. I don't think, how long is it? No, I think it's like 3 minutes. I won't do the whole thing. But I do want to share a clip. Make sure you're liking as you're coming in and you're subscribing and letting me know that this content is valuable, so that I can continue creating it. And of course, if you want to support. I have a few ways that you can do that, as well as sharing the video, going to the website, buying some herbs. Have all kind of options. We are not short of options to support. I'm sipping that lovely, yes, yes. And it's a different in quality, isn't it? For those of you that have tried our herbs, in comparison to other herbs, I already know. I already know our herbs are of premium quality. I already know. So I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of this video, okay? And then let me see. Oh, I think I want to do it this way. Hold on, y'all. I'm learning here. Okay, cinema. I can't do that. Okay, I need to add to stage. Show y'all a little clip. Now I'm gonna come back. Woman entrepreneur. I am a member of the least funded demographic. In agriculture, it's even more challenging. So come on, let me show you around the farm. So when I bought this, there was absolutely nothing here. No infrastructure, no electricity, no internet, no water. I am the founder and CEO of GREENHEFFA Farms, a wellness brand and 15-acre regenerative and organic farm in Liberty, North Carolina. I grow over 40 species of medicinal plants and herbs here at GREENHEFFA Farms. While our herbs and our teas can be used by anyone, the joy and happiness of Black women, that's at the core of everything that we do. Got a beautiful dandelion. I had no desire to pursue an agrarian lifestyle, but I was at a point in my profession that I was dealing with a lot of racial animus and psychological unsafety. I turned to a group of herbs called nervines. Those are herbs that support your nervous system. Okay, I'll stop there. You can go a few videos back. I have it posted on here. You can also go to our any of our last emails. Hopefully you're on our email list. The link is in there, and then it's also on our website. So, and I'll try to remember. I'm terrible about these description box, y'all. Okay, I'm good to be here on Sundays. The description box be something extra to do. So I won't promise that I'll put the link in the description box, but I will try to remember to put the link in the description box. We are currently raising only $50,000, and that is so we can continue to grow slow so we don't owe, but grow a bit faster. All right. So now we've already liked, we've already subscribed, we've already done that. Let me get my slides for today. She prepared. Hold on. Okay. Which one y'all like? Y'all like it like that? Or do y'all like it? What was the other way? Uh-oh. Hold on. No. Where did it go? Okay. Is it let me do it? There we go. I'm gonna make me small. Only on the screen though. We good? We good? Let me see what we got over here. Sanity and Rich Auntie. Yes, yes, yes. That's Sanity coming in clutch right now during these interesting times that we are having. I hope you all are taking care of yourself. I hope with all the stuff that's on news, with all the things going on with elections, etc., that you are still nourishing and nurturing your well-being. For sure. And Sanity is one of my favorite blends during these trying times. And of course, Rich Auntie, that comes in clutch. All right, y'all. Are we ready? Are we ready? Shall we get into it? Make sure y'all say hey when y'all come in. It says 8 watching, but I don't see 8 hays. All right, so let's get into it. We are going to discuss 4 ways to make money as a boutique farmer. Hey, Quintina, how are you? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. You are just in time. We're about to dig in. Now, what I'm sharing with you today is just 4 ways. There are so many different ways and opportunities that you can make money as a boutique farmer. First, I want to describe to you what I mean by boutique farmer. When I'm saying boutique, I mean somebody who is focusing on quality as opposed to quantity, not only in the quality of their products, but also the quality relationships that they have with their customers. Okay. Example, I'm going to use my personal experience. Of course, everybody's experience, life journey is different. Hey, Growing with Hudson. So glad you can make it. Everybody's experience is different. Everybody's journey is going to be different. If anybody comes to you and say, here's a step-by-step way for you to do, to build a farm or to do this, look at that just as guidance, okay? Your journey may look very different than that person's journey. But when I'm referring to the term boutique farmer, I mean, like I said, we're focused on quality, not quantity. We tend to have higher touch with customers, more personalization. We tend to offer artisanal goods. So, not necessarily things that are as commonplace or presented in a more common manner. We are going to be very intentional about our presentation. We're going to be very intentional about our inputs. We're going to be very intentional about our production. We are very intentional about attracting the right customer base. So for my farm, I am high value, low volume. And what I mean by that, my customers tend to spend more per purchase. I think when I looked earlier, it was something like $58. That's the average spend that a customer, um, that's how much they spend when they make a purchase on my website. I do not have hundreds and hundreds of purchases a day. So I am low volume. I don't want 100 purchases. I don't want that. Not at this point. I don't want to produce my teas in a cold factory where there's just people just lined up and all kind of different hands and energy into my herbs. I don't want that. I want it to be high touch, high value, high quality, but I want lower volume. And that allows for me to be able to really personalize and connect with my customers on a deeper level, which means that I get to know my customers. My customers have an actual relationship with my brand. And so, excuse me, hold on. Wet my whistle. When I'm looking at my brands, I have two distinct brands. I have GREENHEFFA Farms. I have Farmer C. So I have my Farms boutique brand, and then I have my brand as a boutique herb farmer. Both of those are opportunities to generate revenues. So when you are establishing a boutique farm, and by the way, y'all, this is a high level view. I am working on my book, which is slated to be done by January. Okay. And that goes way deeper into it. So this is just a high level view. But I have my farm brand, my boutique farm brand, and then I have my personal brand. Both of those generate revenues. And when I'm looking at those, I'm looking at customers and I'm looking at clients. Okay. I'm looking at products and I'm looking at services. And really, GREENHEFFA Farms, our customers, we have such a connection with them. I would refer to them as customer clientele, right? But customers are those who traditionally are going to be coming to your farming brand, and they're going to be buying your physical products, or whatever kind of products you have, and we'll talk about those. And then clients are those that are going to be purchasing a service. So for me, as an herbalist and a herb farmer, if they were to come and purchase a certain service from me, that would make them a client. Hey, Tasha. Um, and if they are purchasing my products, that makes them a customer. And one of the beautiful things about boutique farms is that you have such a unique opportunity to customize your business. You know, my saying, this is our customized joy factories. So you have the opportunity to engage with customers, to have clients, to have products, to have services. And all of those are ways that you can generate revenues. Now, the most typical way that we tend to think of when we think of farming and revenue generating, making some money for your business, is a physical product. I grow tomatoes. I want to sell the tomatoes. That is a physical product. Now, when it comes to here from Pittsburgh, Grand Rising. Hey, Free Spirit 0525. Yay. I'm so happy y'all are here. Okay. And if you missed any of it, catch the replay and get the other part. Let us know what you're sipping on, how you're hydrating. I don't know why my throat got a little tickle, but think I don't. Wait, I may not. I had some herbal throat drops. Ha ha, and do. Okay. So that's what we tend to think of, what we're growing or what we're raising if you're doing livestock or things like that. You have laying hens, I sell eggs, physical products. Now, when we start thinking boutique, though, we have to think of elevating that. What makes our physical products premium? Yes, you grow tomatoes. Is there something special about those tomatoes? Are they some special kind of seeds that you're using? Some special genetics that you're able to trace back so far, and you grow them a certain kind of way, and they've been demonstrated to be sweeter or more tomatoey than regular tomatoes or average tomatoes. Like, what makes them distinct? What makes them special? When it comes to a boutique farm, really, it's about premium. Growing tomatoes, fantastic. However, how does that make you distinct? How does that make your tomatoes distinctive? Right? Physical products with tomatoes, we're thinking more of a specialty tomato sauce, specialty pizza sauce, or something that is tomato based. Somebody was telling me a recipe for fish stew and how certain fish stews have a tomato paste. Like, okay, your tomatoes are being used in that dish that that's part of your cultural um heritage and connection, and you're taking it to the next level. With me, I'm growing 40 species of herbs. So my physical products, of course, are going to be branded products. I have pre-made products. I have single herbs that you can purchase and make your own products. You don't see me right now in a lot of other spaces as far as tinctures. You don't necessarily see us necessarily as salves and all of those. That's not the lane that we choose to be in. Our lane is dried herbs. We want to have excellence in dried herbs and help to support those that may want to make those other products. Or, our target customer is the person that's building their own apothecary at home and they want to incorporate herbs into their overall well-being program. So that is our target customer. So it doesn't make sense for us to use outlets that are just high volume, low touch. Like, for example, we're not on TikTok Shop. We're not on some of these other outlets that really push a lot of volume, because we put a lot of time, care, and consideration into our physical products. And the boutique aspect comes out in the packaging that we're using, the branding that we're using, the descriptions, the directions, all of that is part of the boutique aspect of our physical products. And because of that, I am able to ensure that we're able to charge a price that sustains us. And our customers understand, yes, their peppermint costs more, but their hemp flour costs less because they spread the expenses across the board. No plant here is put on a higher pedestal than any other plant. We love them all equitably and equal, and with equality. So that translates into our prices. People aren't coming to us arguing about the price of our peppermint versus what's on Amazon. That's not our target customer. So with boutique farming, physical products that are top notch and premium, wonderful way to generate more bang for your profit dollar. All right, the next one, digitized knowledge. The very first product I had here at GREENHEFFA Farms was a digital course. And I know everybody and their mama was out there selling these digital courses and talking about how they made millions and da 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 da. Let me say this. A digital course is a great way, or digitized knowledge is a great way to diversify your revenue stream. But if you see people out here constantly going for these, digitized packages, these bundles, et cetera, that's their main thing, then that's their main thing. That's their main thing. For me, because I am a farmer first, I want to be able to go out there and grow. I enjoy getting my hands in the soil and being able to cultivate the plant. So I don't necessarily want to be a digital content creator, for that being my primary occupation. But it is a fantastic way, if you're a boutique farmer, to expand your revenue. Now, my very first product was big hemping. And now, mind you, at the time that I launched big hemping, I didn't know diddly for real about running a sustainable farming business. But I did know how to go through the process of getting a hemp license, because I did that. And there were a lot of people who wanted to know that information. Now, the thing with digitized knowledge, a lot of times we feel like somebody else has already done that. If you are speaking from your own knowledge base, your own brain trust, yes, you may be sharing information that somebody else has shared. However, you're going to have your own spin on it because your experience is different. And then there are going to be people who want that information from you. And so that is what you stay focused on. Remember, when you're out here, as a boutique farmer, you're focused on your target market. You are clear on who your market is. You know who they are. It Boutique farming is not just grow it and they will come. You know who you are growing and raising it for. And so you stay focused at all times on messaging for them. And when it comes to digitized knowledge, there are going to be people who want to learn from you. I've created a course on getting government grants that's geared towards farmers. I am writing a book, and with that book, there will be some digitized knowledge as well that people will be able to go and get worksheets and things like that from. So, digitized knowledge is definitely an area, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on farming. There's this thing with farming that everyone is focused on. How do I grow this or how do I raise that? If you don't understand the other components of a boutique farming business, then you're going to have a very hard time being sustainable, even if you are a phenomenal producer, right? So if you are an accountant, okay, you have some knowledge that you can digitize that will be helpful for farmers. Farmers need accountants, farmers need bookkeepers, farmers need graphic design, assistance with logistics and all of these other things. So think about what knowledge you have and how it can be digitized in such a way that it could generate revenue. And that can be from an ebook, it could be a course, webinar, whatever that looks like. Hey, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my right. Hey y'all, is this helpful? I be needing some feedback. Y'all got to talk to me. Let me know. Yay, nay. I'm gonna take the silence. Okay. Fantastic. All right. So the third one, speaking engagements and educational workshops. Now, when you are first starting out as a boutique farmer, you're starting to, get your name out there, get your brand out there, network, etc. There may be opportunities, or you may be presented with opportunities to speak, to go teach, and do things like that. When I first started, I start receiving a lot of them because GreenHeffa Farms was getting a lot of media attention, and you can generate as well. And I'm not going to necessarily go into that in depth in this conversation, but I do have a video on my YouTube channel. You can do a little search. It's media tips, and it's on how to start generating some buzz about your brand. At first, I would get asked to do all these speaking engagements. Can you come teach these workshops, et cetera, et cetera? And even going into it now, one thing about me, and I think some of that had to do with the fact that when I developed GreenHeffa Farms, I was in my early 40s. I had a few successful career experiences and had established myself professionally and valued my time. By the time I started GreenHeffa Farms, I didn't have the attitude of when I went to a job, oh, I'm so grateful to be working here. And no, this is symbiotic. Y'all are paying me for the talent that I'm bringing to the table. Right? So it's not a power dynamic where employer here, me, employee, I should be down here. It's my talents are needed for this organization to be successful, and you're compensating me for that said contribution of my talents. So when I went into GreenHeffa Farms, and I started to just receive all these offers, it's when I had to really start practicing my no muscle. Because when you are offering up your expertise, um, that's a value. That's a value. And it's about balancing a way to be able to share your knowledge and give if that's who you are. I'm a very generous person. I love to give, which is why I do things like this, which is why for some speaking engagements, I may not charge or I may charge a reduced rate. But I have a rate that I charge for speaking engagements. I have a rate that I charge for educational workshops. And I've been asked for some events that are pretty forward out there why I'm not participating. And it could be various things. It could be that maybe they want it, they want it free participation. And I have already determined how I want to show up in that way already, and so I declined. Maybe they didn't have the budget. Maybe I just didn't want to leave my farm, honestly. That's the truth right there, too. But I do charge for speaking engagements, and I do have a partnership kit. I do have rates. My speaking engagements range from 4 to 5 figures, depending on how long you need me to be there, how many days I have to be away from my farm, um, what how you need me to show up. Is it going to be a workshop? Am I going to be doing a keynote? Am I going to be doing the opening keynote versus a lunchtime keynote? I charge more for lunchtime keynotes because I got to fight against itis, right? I got to fight against full bellies, and they've been learning all day. So I do look at all those things. I look at the budget of the organization. I have a range for organizations that meet that are up to a certain amount is this amount. For organizations over that, then it is this amount. And I put value on my time and my experience. So I do generate revenues for speaking engagements. I also generate revenues for educational workshops. Those may be workshops that I provide offsite as well as workshops that I provide on site. And if you have established your boutique farming business brand and you're like, but I don't have land, you can conduct workshops on other properties. You can look to see if you can conduct a workshop at a park, or if you have an institution of higher education that may have some type of research facility or garden or farm, etc. You can rent a farm, okay? Community farms. You can just think outside the box, or it could be a educational workshop that's not based on outside production. It could be based on whatever it is that you have that knowledge that you're going to digitize and generate revenue that way. And something I forgot to mention about the digitized revenue, digitized knowledge revenue. That is a great way to create what's called evergreen revenue. And evergreen means it's making money regardless. If you have a course that's for sale, once you make that initial investment of time, because it does take time, I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, it's so easy to create a course. Not necessarily, not if it's a good course. But once you make that time investment, that's for sale. You put that on your website or you create a landing page for that. Somebody, it could be 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody making a sale. You're asleep. So that's what it means by evergreen. Now, educational workshops, if you're doing them in person, and you can, again, if you do a educational workshop in person, you can invest to have that filmed, and then that can then in turn become digitized knowledge, and now it is a potential evergreen revenue source for you. But you can find space. You can do it in the inside space. If you're teaching on something, like I said, it could be accounting, it could be how to work on a farm plan. It can be on whatever skill it is that you're bringing, that transferable skill that you're bringing into farming. You can create something and create a workshop. Some of the larger organizations, whether it's agriculturally focused or maybe if you're in a certain industry, For me, I'm in the natural wellness space, I'm in the entrepreneurial space, and I'm in the herbal tea space. And I'm in the consumer packaged goods space because I have products that go on shelves, right? So I'm in all of these spaces. Those are all opportunities for me to provide educational workshops and be compensated for them. If it is a large organization and they are charging people to attend said event, then I expect to get paid too. There are very, very few of those that I have done just for exposure. I can't say I've never done something for exposure. I have been strategic and they've paid off. But for the most part, if you're charging, I'm charging too. Okay. But that is a fantastic way for you to generate revenue. Now, if you're like, I don't like talking to people, I don't like getting in front of people. I don't want to, I want to stay in the background. Maybe consider, again, focusing more on um, recording an educational workshop and then having that edited and have some digitized um, products to generate some revenue. Has anyone used any of these? Any experience with any of these? Another way too to look at educational workshops is ag tourism. If you are, bringing people out, teaching them, providing an experience for them, then that too is a way to do educational workshops. And you can think outside of the box. For example, I have the guest tiny house on my farm that someone can come, reserve, stay here at the farm. They can come out, they can learn with us. It can be as informal or as formal as they would like. It can be where they just come out, they're working with us, learning on their own terms, asking questions, etc. And then they go off and, do their own thing, whatever that is. Or they can specifically say, I've had someone say, hey, see, I'm interested in learning more about the blending and the packaging aspect of your business. And so I'm able to have a one-on-one educational workshop with them. So it's not me having tons of people. It's me being able to offer something really personalized and customized. Because again, this is all about boutique energy. And so the next one I want to mention is consulting. And that goes back to earlier when we talked about customers versus clients, products versus services. Consulting is a fantastic way of generating revenue. And that last example I gave, where people can come out here and work directly with me and learn and have a more personalized experience, really that probably would fall more under consulting. For consulting, I charge by the hour. It can be a conversation one-on-one with someone to do some farm planning, to do some branding, to do, focus on some key considerations when it comes to selecting land or when it comes to identifying which herbs, things like that. I charge by the hour. I also charge companies. When you see my name or you see GREENHEFFA Farms name attached to a company, there is some consulting that is happening there, unless it's a brand partnership. But consulting, when we're talking about a program, for example, that we help to establish, I have helped to establish several programs that are in the climate space, that are in the agricultural space, fundraising space, marketing, branding. Again, I'm bringing all of my skills to agriculture. I didn't leave any of them. When I transitioned to agriculture, I still brought the talents that I had accumulated prior to. And I use that in consulting, helping companies think out their DEI strategy, their agricultural equity strategy, helping companies think out their philanthropy programs, especially if they have philanthropy programs that are really wanting to prioritize or include those that are often underrepresented. That's a charge. I don't show up to meetings where everybody is getting paid except me. I'm not doing that. If someone says, hey, we would love to get your feedback on XYZ, I will send them oftentimes my consulting rate. And I want to make sure you're serious about what I'm bringing to the table too. People are more serious when they're paying you. And GREENHEFFA Farms also, as a business, we do some consulting contracts. And the thing I like about consulting is it's time limited. And usually people are more prepared to pay a higher dollar amount for whatever reason that is. So if I'm working with a multi-million dollar company on consulting, then I am going to typically, it's going to be a GREENHEFFA Farms rate. And I'm taking into consideration the time I have to take away from running my own business. Okay. I am CEO of my own company. I don't concern myself with whether or not someone else values the significance of that. I understand the significance of that. And so I put that value on my time. And if anyone feels like, oh, your consulting rates are too high, or your consulting, or I shouldn't have to pay a consulting rate, because I know people too that like to call you on the phone or text you and they be like, ooh, quick question, but they really want a whole strategic business consultation for free. So I had to put a curb to that because I only have so much time, so much energy, so much capacity. I have no desire to be a martyr. I know that I don't owe. I don't owe. So therefore, I am very, very intentional with my time because time is the true commodity. When they say time is money, okay, money could never, there is not a monetary amount that could ever truly compensate you for your time. But I try to make it as close as possible. So, consulting, and it may be as you're developing your business, keep in mind, and I always tell folks this, document every step of it. Document every single step that you go through as you're developing your business because you're going to probably end up getting information, resources, education from various experts, from various organizations, from various resources, and you're going to put your own spin on it. And so that in and of itself has myriad consulting opportunities for you. So make sure you're documenting everything and make sure you don't become addicted to trainings. Because what some of us do, we go to everybody's class, we go to everybody's course, we support everybody because it allows us to procrastinate. It allows us to be distracted and keep from doing what it is we need to be doing for ourselves. So be very prudent also as you're getting these resources, but at the same token, be willing to invest in the knowledge that you need. So let me look at the comments if we've got some questions, comments, etc. Hopefully this was helpful. This is just four, and I'm giving a very high level overview. I will definitely go more in depth in my book and in um, some upcoming content. But let me know if it's working for you. I purchased land. Oh, head of the game. Start the to create. I don't know why my nose be itching when I be talking to y'all. My grandmama would say that I'm getting company, but I don't have anybody on my schedule. Yes. Yes, get out of corporate America plan. And the thing about building a boutique farm, the building starts once you've made the decision. You can start doing the steps that you need to do. You can start legitimizing and legalizing your business. You can start getting some of the administrative infrastructure in place. You can start working on the branding, working on the market research, really honing in on who your target customer is, really being able to streamline and see the opportunities to start generating revenues. And so that piece is very, very much critical to the success of the operation. We tend to really think about oh, I need to put seeds in the ground. That's what I need to focus on. And that is very important. That's a piece of it. But there's other aspects when we're talking about boutique farming. I'm registered as a farm. When you say you're registered as a farm, you mean you have your farm number, or you mean you're registered with your state, like you set up your business structure, or all of those? Stay on my land to start a farm on raw land without having a permit to build a house first. Well, you need to go and look at my videos because I talk about how I did that here at GREENHEFFA Farms. So you definitely need to go back and check out my videos. I think I have a playlist on building a farm from scratch or something like that, because that's exactly what I did. Homestead and community garden. I like to grow hemp. Fantastic, fantastic. I don't know anything about homesteading. I'm very open about that. And I don't really know about gardening per se. And when I say that, I'm thinking of gardening to produce food to eat for self. And homesteading to produce food that you're using to be self-sufficient. I don't necessarily know about any of those, because when I'm growing, I am growing with the intent to be purposeful and profitable. But there's definitely a lot of synergy and alignment with that, because oftentimes you will want to be able to generate revenues from that operation and really get into the farming aspect. I'd say with the hemp, absolutely love growing hemp flower, but be very clear on whether you are having to have a state or a federal license. And a lot of states have done away with their programs and have done federal license. So being familiar with the requirements for that. Also, it's a lot of it's a lot of bureaucracy attached to the plant, that just makes it challenging to produce. And I'm biased. I grow 40 species of different plants, so I'm biased. Even though folks love calling us a hemp farmer, I'm like, now how you gonna call us a hemp farmer? All these plants we grow, because it's the plant that usually gets the most attention. But my suggestion is never to put all your eggs in one basket. I'll sell my veggies at look. Okay, so when we're thinking of boutique farming, how do you boutiqueify your production? State license. Okay. I spoke at one of the Pennsylvania hemp conferences a few years ago, actually. My farm number. Okay, hold on. I've created an LLC, but not my farm number yet. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Had a home on it. That's fantastic. Well, definitely look into the farm number aspect, and also look into present value tax consideration for farms, and see what, if you have it, and what the requirements are, because I can help with some of the tax burden. Binge watch, but have questions. Yes, I love to consult with you. Absolutely. I need to update. So I have a new website, pharmacy.com. It's very, very new. Um, and just as an idea for those who may be like, well, what can I consult on? A lot of companies need assistance with diversifying their supply network. They need to move from a chain to a network. And so that's a key area that some companies can use some assistance. But we'll get farm number for my community farm at homestead will be under my LLC. So remember that the farm number goes with the land. It doesn't go with the business. It goes with the land. So that means that if you purchase land that has an existing farm number, you inherit that farm number as long as there hasn't been a long gap in productivity, because then they can go like go dormant and you have to redo it and all that good stuff. But the farm number stays with the land. That's also a consideration when, if you purchase land and it has a history of production, when, if you happen to choose to sell that land, that actually can increase the value of the land. And if you're looking to purchase land, and I'll talk about this in my book, but so I'm gonna give y'all this. If you're looking to purchase land that has been used actively in agriculture, you want to see a history of production on the land. So you can ask for a history of production on the land, so you know what has been produced on that land. But just know that if you leave that land, that number stays. You don't take the number with you. Free Spirit, you need a consultation too. We need to chat. You've got a lot going on and a lot that piques my interest. You said nonprofit, and the fundraiser in me is like, ooh. Uh, um If you're interested in a consult, let me put the link here and just choose the hour. Consults, and you can book. So I put that in there. Do these comments, do they be sharing them on? I think they do share them on YouTube, but folks better know better than to try to troll me, because I'm uncontrollable. Okay. Let me see, make sure I'm getting all the questions. Any more questions? And check too. Wait, I'm registered. Are these two different people? Okay. Yeah, all of those. Now, what you may want to look into is check to see if they have any ag exempt for agricultural buildings focused on agriculture. But let's talk. Oh, you're local. You could book the tiny house and come through and have a good conversation over some tea. But yeah, just either you got options. Whatever works for you. If that porch garden goes well, I hope to go to community garden. Okay. The key thing when we're thinking of farming, the differentiation is not really about size. Okay, it could be a patio, it could be a backyard, it can be acreage. The differentiation is mindset. When we're talking boutique farming, because it is a business, we have to be also thinking about generating revenues and being profitable, especially if we want it to be sustainable environmentally and if we want it to be sustainable economically. Now, different people, different strokes, different folks. I like vacations. I like a massage. I like quality herbs. I like good food. So I need for my business to be able to provide me with the quality of life that I enjoy. I'm not necessarily now. There was a point in my life I was very much into the popular brands. Now I'm more into sustainable brands, which can be actually more expensive a lot of times. I'm more into experiences, right? I want to know the person that is making my handbag. I want to know the story about how they know the person that raised the cows that the hide is from. Like those kind of things are important to me. So luxury has been redefined for me. I have my own customized version of luxury. So for me, I need for my business to be able to sustain that quality of life in the ways that I generate revenues. But at the same time, I need to be in alignment with my values. I don't want to put on pounds of makeup. I don't want to constantly have to have a camera in my face and I have to be on and I'm going out and doing things just for the sake of content creation. That's not my path. Not knocking those who want that. Speaking purely for myself. So for me, when it comes to generating revenues, I know that in addition to it being in alignment with my values, it also has to be able to sustain my quality of life. Okay. So that's a key difference when it comes to being in a farmer mindset, especially a boutique farmer mindset. We are focused on the business. We are focused on the brand. We are focused on the product. We are focused on the profitability. And we're also focused on ensuring that we are helping to, do our part to do good business. Agriculture, just my land hasn't been used for farming, forest land right now. So 3 acres is plenty to farm. Definitely look into getting a forest management plan, and the resources that are available on that. You can still get a FSA number um, for forest land. There's a lot of incentives right now for you to keep your land with trees on it. I personally encourage people to not cut trees down unless absolutely necessary. We need trees. Also, there are various ways that you can still produce with trees. You can actually have an agricultural production in tune with the trees. You can go into mushrooms. There's certain crops that, like, depending on what kind of trees you have and how that affects the pH of your soil, there's certain crops that like to grow by trees. Like, there's a lot of different things you can do. So I would check with NRCS, specifically getting information on a forest management plan. And there are also programs that pay you to keep the trees in the ground, because every time you take a tree out, that's less carbon that's sequestered. If you pull the roots out, that's even more carbon that's released. And so there are programs that will pay you to keep trees in the ground. So check into that right now. Thank you so much for making it, Ra. Yes, I have a video on my website where I go over why I chose the location of my farm. And it's very upfront. I'm very candid about it and let you know that some things I lucked up on. Some things I lucked up on. But I also discuss that even more detail in my book. Oh, thank you. Getting starting with Pilates. Thank you. And I'm all makeupless today because I'm about to do one of the things that help. I steam. I steam my skin. Now, during the summer months, I only do it like twice a month, once every other week. But during the winter, I really like to do it almost weekly. I won't say weekly, like maybe 3 times a month, and really add in some hydration and get those pores clean because, you know, 49. I have asked about the exemption. Yeah. Okay. Ah, Jewel is my friend. Like, she's my friend. She is my friend. Okay, y'all. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was beneficial. Um, I wish I knew what I was going to be talking about next week. I don't. I will probably still be letting y'all know Thursday or Friday, maybe even Saturday. All I can guarantee is I will be here next Sunday at 2. Please share. Please like. Please let me know that this is of value. Feel free to support. Oh, I did want to show y'all one thing. Hold on. These just came in the mail. I forgot which level it is that if you give to the campaign. Oh, you're not going to be able to see it. You're not gonna be able to see it. It's a t-shirt transfer for our vintage t-shirts. We do have new merch. It's so fun. Y'all gonna love the new merch that we have. But it's only for campaign supporters at this time. And if I forgot which level, it's a certain level you give that we will give you one of those iron-on transfers that you can put it on your own t-shirt, because we have so many people that when I wear our vintage logo and our t-shirts, people are like, can I get that? And I'm like, no, because it took y'all forever to buy them daggone t-shirts the last time. But I got transfers for you, so you can get those. All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all. Have a great remainder to your day, and I'll see you next week. Okay.